What is going on, people of YouTube? My name is Kurtyoy. Welcome to a brand new series that I'm starting that you guys have wanted. Of course, Fantasy Premier League is nearing its end. We haven't really got much to talk about or do on that, so I'm going to be starting a series that will hopefully take me over the summer to do with transfers. The first, it will be loads of mini-series, but to do with like one big objective to keep you updated of the transfer targets and dealings and my opinions, first of all, of what I should do before the season is over. So we're going to start off today with Arsenal and who I think they should bring into their squad and let out of their squad. Now this is done on Football Manager just so I can have all the players up. I can remove them, and I've got the in-game editor to immediately add players to the club so you can see what their club and squad could look like, and I can give you their possible best 11 for the start of the season. So let's jump straight into things. First of all, I'm going to go on to the under-21s, I hope he's here, and bring out a Hector Bellerin because he's been playing a lot in the first team recently, and there is no one really. Oh, Francis Coquelin as well. We'll move him into there. But back onto this, onto the best position. We're going to go through the team and we're going to see where they can change. So immediately, I'm going to jump straight into the goalkeeping position. It's a tough one because they've got two good goalkeepers. I think, admittedly, Ospina maybe he has been in good form recently. Wojciech Szczesny is homegrown. He is all Arsenal pretty much. Signed him when he was young, so he's got that inside of him as well. But personally, I think Ospina. If I was me, I would ditch Ospina, or I would maybe put Wojciech Szczesny up for a loan. So we'll do that right now, and we will make sure Bellerin is off the loan list just quickly, unavailable for loan, and Coquelin 2 off the loan list. Now that puts us into perspective. So Wojciech Szczesny is out, and of course, you know, if you're thinking, well, Wojciech Szczesny is out, you need another goalkeeper because you can't just rely on Ospina. They have got Martinez on their reserves, but I think he's nowhere near the standard of Ospina or Wojciech Szczesny. So if you're going to bring Martinez in as a backup, it's counterproductive because you've got two quality keepers in there. Straight away, you know, I'm going to search up here, and I'm going to type in. Oh, nope, it is that, isn't it? Yes, it is. Petr Cech. He's going to be the player I would bring in to this team for the simple reason that, you know, he's a quality player. Definitely a quality player. Actually, we can just go on that, and then we can move to my club, which is Arsenal, as I'm put myself as manager of just a newly started game. So Petr Cech comes into the team. Wojciech Szczesny out on loan. We'll move him down into the under-21s position. So we have our goalkeeping issues sorted. Reason I'm bringing Petr Cech in, he's a big goalkeeper, he's a quality goalkeeper, and if he's not wanted at Chelsea, I'd be surprised if there wasn't a big club around the world trying to get his signature onto their contract. He's a quality keeper, he's an asset to any club. Onto the defence, a lot of worries for me, if I'm going to be quite frank. 3 right backs immediately is an issue with Debuchy, Bellerin and Chambers. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Hector Bellerin was actually to move out on loan. So we'll do that right now. Hector Bellerin or Callum Chambers maybe, but I'm thinking Bellerin because Chambers can play in the centre, so we're going to get rid of him from the squad. Left back wise, I think if the right player comes up, then they easily could. I think personally, Nacho Monreal, he's had his fair share. I think they could sell him, and we can get rid of him, and we can get rid of him onto the reserves. I'm going to be quite honest, I've got a name in line that Arsenal could go for that I think they might be able to get the signature of, unless I've missed something and he's already left the club I'm thinking about. And centre-back's also worried because Gabriel Paulista, you know, credit to Arsene Wenger's brought in a young player to try and build him up. I don't think he's first team worthy. And then you've got Koscielny and Mertesacker as the only other two centre-backs that you can look at and think, well, you know, they're first team worthy. It's a strange one because there's no centre backs I can see on the market that will maybe fit Arsene Wenger's mould at the moment. I say at the moment because people can come up and suddenly a player could be unhappy at his current club and decide he wants to leave. But there's not many I can suggest. The left back I do have in mind, however, plays for Real Madrid, and I think you already got this. It's, oh, there's a lot of names there. Oh, sort of Fabio C. He should be somewhere down here, unless I am missing him. There is a lot of them. There we go. Fabio Coentrao. Reason being, he's very good on the attack. He's good at passing. He's very good, like, with his feet on the ball and all that. You know, and he's a few years younger. He's a quality left back that is being left in the shadows at Real Madrid. So that's all the changes I can do at the moment. I'm going to go and look after the episode to look at maybe centre-backs that they could bring in. But we're going to dilly-dally straight on off the defence and onto the midfield. Now immediately I'm going to get rid of Abu Dhabi because I don't even know why he's in the first team, to be honest. And to be perfectly honest, I'm going to get rid of Matty Flamini straight away because I don't see he can be there. I'd transfer list him. Former player, I admit, but you know, he's not being played, and I'd be surprised if he's kept on this season. So he will go to. Now the baseball one is Jack Wilshere. I know he's young, I know he's homegrown and everything, but you know, I'm very critical of Jack Wilshere. People around me, especially my brother, he completely disagrees with me on it. But I don't think Jack Wilshere is as good as people in the club. You look at the team that are playing at the moment. I don't see Jack Wilshere fitting into that. And you know, he'd be good on the bench, but for now he's going to stay in our club just for that reason. Arteta for the same reason, giving the benefit of the doubt. Coquelin and Ramsey definitely need to keep. As far as I'm midfield, moving on to, you know, more attacking wise, Serge Gnabry can go because I don't think he's his first team player. And then a lot of people will be looking at me and thinking Rosicki, maybe time to go. I've given two players benefit of the doubt. I am tempted to give a third, but I think you can pave the way a bit by letting Thomas Ricci go. He's a quality player, and I think Premier League club will slap him up easily. He could easily carry on playing Arsenal. He's a player that, you know, constantly works, and that's it's an asset to him. But for now, he's going to be moving to the under-21s. He's still listed, actually, Francis Coquelin. And any other changes I can see winger-wise, not at the moment. They haven't got many wingers, and that's where, you know, it could be very very worrying for them. But as far as midfielders are concerned, you know, they've got a very good team. They've got Coquelin, who will give himself away from the team and make sure he can defend. Then you've got playmakers in Arteta and Cazorla and Ozil, and I suppose in Wilshere. You've got the box-to-box kind ofness in Ramsey, but they are missing, you know. I think, although Coquelin, credit to him, is a defensive midfielder, I'm looking at midfielder and they're lacking that midfielder that can dominate, a bit like Fellaini. And I do have a name in mind. I'm not sure whether they'll be able to get him or whether he'll be available. But as you see there, Kevin Strootman is one name that I'd put straight into there. Only 6'1", you know, currently at Roma, but a very good player. I would, you know, just say I'm a manager of any Premier League club, I'd happily take him, barring, I'd say, Chelsea. And I'll get onto that when I'm in the Chelsea video. Don't think I can talk much on Chelsea, but Kevin Strootman definitely is one player that would come into Arsenal for me, simply because you can bring him to midfield and he will be the one that can dominate, hold the ball up. You know, I've got players in there, they've got skill in there. You know, Ozil is 6 foot, but they are lacking that dominant sort of player, and Kevin Strootman is definitely one to be looking at that. Another midfielder I'm going to put in, as we got rid of Rosicki, and you know, I've got benefit of the doubt on Wilshere and Arteta, who either one of them I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't feature much for Arsenal next season. Although injuries have played a part in this, and definitely I'll be putting in there a huge word for James Milner. Now, he is a central midfielder, he plays out wide a lot, he's definitely a central midfielder, and you know, he would be, oh, I've just started editing him, haven't I? Move to my club, and let's get rid of the editing. I don't have to edit him anymore. No, I still have to stop editing. There we go. But James Milner would complete off the central midfield options. I have got a lot now, and I think that would pretty much cover everything in the midfield. We have taken Rosicki out. I think that, you know, you've got Milner who can play out wide. You have also got a Ramsey who seems to be playing out there and doing well. You've got Santi Cazorla, Mesut Ozil and Danny Welbeck too. Now the last thing I do want to go on to is the strikers for Arsenal. Striker wise, they are missing you know, they're missing numbers. They've got 2 strikers, and you can look at the reserves and see they've got Sonogo coming back. They've got whoever this is. I don't even know who this is. You've got Chuba Akpom. I don't see them as first team players. Under 18s, they've maybe have some decent players coming through. Not currently on Football Manager, but you know, at the moment they do need to look again another striker. Striker-wise, there's a few names I have in mind, and I'll go into the search. We'll get rid of realistic transfers, and we are going to search up just by position and get strikers up. Now, immediately, there is one name calling to me that I know is going to be talked about, is Edinson Cavani. Another one for me, definitely to be considered, is Gonzalo Higuain. If he becomes available, it's 50-50, but Karim Benzema is also in there. But these are the 2 I'd be looking at indefinitely, and I'd probably go with Edinson Cavani to join Arsenal and complete the team as much as I can do at the moment. For the simple fact, he's a goal scorer. You know, as much as being at PSG, you know, if you sign as a striker at PSG, you admit, you know, all praise goes to Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and rightly so. He's a quality player, but for me, definitely, he's a great finisher. He's a great striker, and he's underrated a lot. I think he's hugely underrated, personally, and that would complete their team. One thing I'm going to do is look at centre backs, and personally, you know, Mats Hummels maybe if he becomes available. I'm not sure whether he will though. But looking at that, there is a few players that could come into it. I'd say Hummels is probably the best. You know, you could get maybe Sneechin for Varane, and maybe Otamendi. He's another name that calls out to me. But for the moment, we are going to leave it with just Matt Hummels, because I feel like if anyone's going to leave Dortmund, it'll be Hummels, unless he's signed another contract. I've not kept up to date with European football a lot. I haven't been, well, I've been out of touch with European football, or big clubs in European football recently. But we're going to do that. We're going to complete the squad. That is what their squad could look like. New signings of Petr Cech in goal. Defending wise, Fabio Coentrao and Mats Hummels. Then in the field, you've got James Milner, and you've also got Kevin Strootman. And up top, you have got Edinson Cavani. Finally, we are going to be going on to the tactics, and with the Arsenal formation as it is, I believe it will be something looking a bit like this. Saying that, it will look a bit like that. But in goal, obviously Petr Cech. Right back, Debuchy. You know, they might look at getting a better right back, or maybe improving on that. But I think as he's only 1 year old into his contract, they'll keep him and they'll bear with him, as he had having a lot of injuries this season. Left back, easily for me, Coentrao. And then, unfortunately, as much as I do like Mertesacker, you know, I think he's a great defender, Mats Hummels would come into the team and he'd play alongside. It's between them, depending on who's fit and who's in the best form. But I'm going to go with Laurent Koscielny, as I think he's a quality player. Now, ignoring the fact that he's quite a way down here, where is he? There he is. In Francis Coquelin, he would come into the team because, you know, he gives himself for the team, and rightly so. He's earned the plaudits this season. Probably one of the most underrated players. Underrated players, and one of the most improved players in this season. Central midfielders, it's tough because you've got a lot of options there. You've got a lot of options. I'm going to leave that. Striker wise, immediately Edinson Cavani. If you're going to start your first game, you've got everyone fit. That's who you stick up there. Left winger, blatantly going to be Alexis Sanchez. Right winger for me, it's a tough one, because Walcott is coming back to form. Oxlade-Chamberlain could play there well. You've also got Mesut Ozil who can play there, who is actually who I'm going to go with. I think when you've got a quality of a player like Ozil, you've got to stick with him. And 2 central midfielders, it is very tough. It is very tough. You've got a lot of quality there, you know, and so many midfielders. But, you know, I did sign Strootman in. I don't think he'll make it into the first squad. I believe it'll be somewhere along the lines of having Milner one side and having, if I can find him, Santi Cazorla the other. The option you've got with this is if you can move Cazorla up and you move Coquelin up, and you've got a more defensive midfielder, you can have Milner up, sort of operating in the role that Ramsey, I think it was Ramsey, did, sort of moving out the wide as well. Ozil can come in, Cazorla can come in. You've got a very good midfield, you've got a very solid team, and you look at the players I haven't picked, you know, they're very strong there. But thank you guys for watching. I think I might have waffled on a bit. I'll try and control that in the next episode. But thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, leave a like. Let me think in the comments down below. Let me know what teams you want me to do next. If there's teams you want me to do urgently, I will do them. And subscribe if you want to see more of this series, amongst other series to do over the summer. And I'll catch you all in the next episode. Peace.